Welcome to the Real Life Weight Loss Podcast, where we cut through the confusion and get down to the truth about what really works for real people when it comes to losing weight, having incredible health, and a body that you love. We believe that losing weight is really about gaining life, doing things you never thought you could, having renewed confidence, and enjoying your body more than ever. I'm your host, Corey Little. Now let's get to it. Hello and welcome back. This is episode number 231 of the Real Life Weight Loss Podcast. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for your time. You could be listening to any podcast and you're listening to this one, and for that, I am truly grateful. Today, we are jumping in like we often do. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's get to the good stuff. We're talking about the four most common ways, four ways that I see people mess up when trying to lose weight. And a lot of things may be coming to your mind right now, like, oh man, are they eating too many carbs? Or maybe it's, they're doing the wrong exercise, not doing enough cardio. Or one of my favorites that's making the rounds right now, like, oh, is it too much cortisol? Their body's flooded with way too much cortisol, and so they can't lose weight. They can't lose that belly fat. And no, it's none of those. And when I share the answer with you, you're going to be like, Corey, I hate you because this is so boring. But guys, sometimes boring stuff is the answer. As I like to say in my coaching group and to my clients, it's the gradual magic of the boring stuff that delivers results. Let me say that again, because it's worth the price of admission. The gradual magic of the boring stuff is what delivers results. So, four of the most common ways that I see people mess up when trying to lose weight, it all comes down to a lack of consistency. But there are four different ways that this lack of consistency can happen. Matter of fact, I almost named this episode the 4 types of consistency, because that's what it really comes down to. As I explain these, you might be like, okay, this Corey, yeah, you were right. This is boring. This is like Captain Obvious kind of stuff. But trust me, when we're going through it ourselves, it's so easy to miss. I've seen people routinely fall victim to each of these, and they can't see it because they're in it, which brings up another great point: the importance of having help and coaching in an area of life where we consistently struggle. That outside viewpoint and expert input into whatever it is that we struggle with, all of that stuff that comes from a coach can be so invaluable, because typically we can't see our own stuff. It's so hard to see our own pitfalls and patterns. So my hope is, as I explain these 4 types of consistency, that I can help you bridge that gap, and you'll be able to see how or where you tend to mess up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make a bold statement here. I can almost guarantee, I will stick my neck out and promise that if you listen to this episode, you are going to at some point nod your head and go, that's it. That's me. Now, if you have zero self-honesty, then you may not. You may not do that. But I like to think everyone listening to this podcast is kind of past that, and you do have a pretty high degree of self-honesty. So let's get to it. If you're going to be successful with your body and your health, there are 4 types of consistency that you need to have. And if you don't have any one of these, then you either won't get any substantial results in the first place, or you'll get some results, but you won't keep them. If you want to get results and keep those results, that's also known as like actually truly changing, or as I like to say, not renting your results, but owning your results. If that is what you want, then you'll need all 4 types of consistency. There's really no way around it. It's just how it is. So here are the 4 not really surprising yet often overlooked types of consistency. Number 1, daily consistency. Now, what does this mean? It means following through from when you wake up in the morning until you go to sleep later that night. Does this mean that if you eat one Hershey's Kiss at 12:30 p.m., then your whole day is ruined and you just destroyed your chance for daily consistency? No, that's just all or nothing thinking. This whole concept of daily consistency just means doing enough to get results. It means sticking to the goals that you laid out for yourself that day. In my Inner Circle coaching program, we lay this all out, and it's clearly defined. But I know there are a lot of you listening and you're doing a lot of different diets or a lot of different programs or different approaches to weight loss. So I can't say exactly what consistency looks like for you. That's up to you to determine. And it's very important to determine. Look, if you don't even know what consistency looks like or means, then how in the world are you supposed to actually achieve it? Based off the current approach to weight loss that you are taking, you need to figure out what it means to be consistent and then do it. And the first hurdle is doing it on a daily basis. Now, let me tell you how this often goes wrong for people. In a nutshell, the day starts great and then it drops off a cliff or maybe gradually slides off a cliff somewhere between 3 and 6 p.m. We'd rock a great breakfast or what we think is a great breakfast, even though it might not be nearly enough food to sustain us. I see that a lot. But we get that breakfast in and we think we're doing really good. We might even get in a workout, maybe take our vitamins or our omega-3s. More than likely, there's also quite a bit of caffeine in there somewhere, either via coffee or an energy drink or multiple coffees or multiple energy drinks. And then we get to lunch and we still have enough willpower to make a healthy decision. So we have a grilled chicken salad. And hey, heck yeah, we're feeling pretty good about ourselves, right? I mean, we're crushing this whole weight loss thing. And then 3 p.m. hits. Boom! We're stressed from work or the kids and we're hungry. We start craving stuff, but it's not time to eat yet, is it? I mean, wait a minute. Is it? Should I eat? Should I eat something? Should I have a snack? Should I not? Are snacks good? Are they bad? Oh, God, I don't know. I'll just stay disciplined and wait until dinner. But the stress mounts. The stress gradually increases and the willpower gradually decreases. And then eventually you cave in and grab something. It might be some of the snacks you're feeding the kids, or it might just be the easiest, quickest thing that you could grab. Some pretzels or chips, maybe a granola bar, or it might be the snack smorgasbord that I sometimes see. Before you know it, between 3 or 4 p.m. and dinner, you've had a few grapes, a piece of cheese, some crackers, yogurt, a handful of granola, 2 Hershey's Kisses, a few M&Ms, a handful of Cheerios or some other cereal that you had close by, and a glass of wine. You roll into dinner still kind of hungry, but also feeling a little yucky because of the weird combo of stuff that you just trickled into your stomach. But worst of all, you're ticked. I mean, you're kind of pissed. You're disappointed because you feel like you just freaking blew it. I was good all day, and then I ate a bunch of crap before dinner. I already ruined the whole day, so you know what? I just said, screw it. I'll have 3 more glasses of wine and didn't even try at dinner. I just ate what everyone else was eating, and then I had 2 cookies before bed. Screw it. I'll start fresh tomorrow. I'll start fresh Monday. Right now, some of you are sitting or standing there with your jaw on the ground. You have this shocked look on your face, wondering if I have like tiny little spy cameras that follow you around, because this is exactly what you experience on a regular basis. I'm not spying on you. I just know this pattern because it's not just you. It happens way more than you know, and there are a ton of reasons, fixable reasons, that it happens. So please understand, you're not alone. I see this on a regular basis. You are not a failure. It's not just you. But that's not everyone. Others of you are like, what in the world is he talking about? That's not how my day goes at all. I can crush it all day long. Awesome. That's great. Question is, can you crush it all week long? And that brings us to our next type of consistency, weekly consistency. So what does it mean to have weekly consistency? Well, it means following through and doing enough to get results over a full 7 days. Some of you can make it from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. and then you mess up. That's your pattern. Others can make it from Monday until Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then, oh crap. I called this the 4-3 diet. You crush it for 4 days, and then you're off the map for 3 days. You crush your food and exercise Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe even half of Friday. But then the weekend's here. You've got plans with friends and family, and you're ready to blow off the stress and the steam from work, and your willpower is starting to run really low because you've been white-knuckling it through the past 4 days. And even though it might not have been a totally conscious thought, you knew the weekend was coming, and in the back of your mind, you were like, you know what, I'll let my hair down a little bit and enjoy myself. And that whole enjoy myself a little gradually slides into 2.5 days of not paying attention to your weight loss goals, like at all. You crushed it perfectly Monday through Thursday, and now you're tired and you're ready for a break. And since it can't and definitely won't be perfect, you just disconnect and reason that, you know what, I'll get going again Monday when my life and schedule is back to normal. You want to enjoy your weekend, and the problem is you see no way to do that without a bunch of indulgent food and, more than likely, adult beverages. So you pay the price and really lock down for 4 days, and then you kind of go off the map or fall off the wagon, that phrase we all like to use, for 2.5 or 3 days. And you might get some results, but it's not the results you really want. Or there's a chance the 4 days can't outweigh the 3, what you do on the 3 days, and you don't get results. And then you get frustrated, and your brain, because of the confirmation bias, it just starts to point out all of the awesome stuff you do Monday through Thursday, but none of the not so awesome stuff you routinely do on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And you start to reason this just doesn't work, or you just can't lose weight no matter what you try. The good parts are amplified and the not so good is minimized, which is a really sneaky way of being dishonest with ourselves, and it just leaves you feeling discouraged and powerless. Sometimes this lack of weekly consistency can be harder to see than the lack of daily consistency. But if you push back and you try to take an outside viewpoint of your life and your habits, and you get really brutally honest with yourself, then you might begin to have some clarity and see how this is your pattern. Or maybe not. You might be like, nope, that's not me, Corey. I can rock it all week long. Every weekend's not perfect, but I definitely don't disconnect from my weight loss goals. I stay focused, and for the most part, I quote-unquote stay on plan. Not one of my favorite phrases. That's an episode unto itself. But man, I stay on plan. I stay focused. So, okay, great. If this is you, then you might fall into the next category, which is monthly consistency. This, my friends, is where real results start to come in. When you follow through and execute on your daily and weekly goals over the course of 4 weeks, then you can really start to see and feel your body change. One day of consistency might make you feel better. 1 week will certainly make you feel better, but probably won't change your body a whole lot. Stringing together 4 weeks, 1 month of consistency can really start to produce some results and move you in a positive direction. The problem is, it can be just really dang hard to do. And it can be even harder to see when you don't do it. You crush it on a daily basis, and you don't do the 4-3 weekly diet. Nope, you rock it all week long, and you really feel like you do this week after week. But after 4 weeks, you haven't gotten any significant results. Now, to be clear, this could be due to a lot of different things, but today we're discussing consistency, and honestly, a lack of consistency is often the biggest thing standing between a person and the results they want. So let's stay focused. Let's dive into how a lack of monthly consistency might look. And honestly, it's just a kind of a supersized version of the other two. You're focused, executing, taking action, killing your goals day after day, week after week, and you get to the end of the month and you're disappointed by your lack of results. There's a good chance your brain conveniently left out that 3rd week, though. That 3rd week where that thing happened at work and you got really stressed and then you had a cold. Oh, God, I totally forgot I had a cold for a few days. And then one of your kids got sick right after you did, and then you missed half a week of workouts, and then being sick led to some, oh, yeah, I did trickle in some comfort food there that I wouldn't normally eat. And, oh, yeah, you know what? I also traveled one weekend. I was gone for a long weekend to help a friend pack up and move. But, and I didn't really fall off the wagon, but I also didn't really, quote unquote, stick to my diet. I kind of relaxed and had some wine, and we ordered pizza. But, then I skipped my next meal to try to make up for it. So, it kind of all comes out in the wash, right? Well, Maybe, maybe not. Lacking monthly consistency is often just a matter of not seeing how we might lack daily or weekly consistency along the way. We might start the month really strong for a week or even 2 weeks and then end the month really strong, but there's stuff scattered in there that's really inconsistent compared to what we say we want, compared to our plan to achieve our goals. The problem is we don't see it, which can be good and bad, honestly. It's good because it keeps you from beating yourself up and going totally all or nothing, but it's bad because you get to the end of the month and you feel like you've done great, but you're really disappointed that you haven't seen any significant results. And the hard truth is you just haven't done enough over the course of those 4 weeks to convince your body to change. I don't mean to be rude or to sound discouraging. It just is what it is. If your body hasn't changed, you haven't done enough to change it. And a lack of consistency that sneaks in here and there just a little over the course of a month can often be the culprit. I would say that maybe 90% of the people will find themselves in one of these first 3 categories I've just described. They either struggle with daily, weekly, or monthly consistency. But there is one more category, and that's where the other maybe 10% fall. And I'm just spitballing these numbers. It could be, a little more, a little less. The final category is life. Yearly consistency. The people who have gotten results, seen significant changes in their body and health, and then eventually they lost those results. This is where those people struggle. They truly rocked daily, weekly, and monthly consistency long enough to see substantial results. I mean, they did it. But somewhere along the way, they stopped doing enough to keep those results. Typically, it's not a drop-off. It's a gradual slide. A little less consistent with exercise, a few more snacks or treats start trickling in here and there. Maybe someone used to allow themselves 3 cheat meals per week, another one of my least favorite terms. I need to do an entire episode on my least favorite phrases and terms that maybe you guys could stop using because it's not helping you. It's discouraging. So focus, Corey. Back to the point here. So maybe they used to allow themselves 3 cheat meals per week, and then over time that's become 4 or 5 totally indulgent meals per week, and then before they know it, they're doing the 4-3 diet, where it's not 4 cheat meals, it's 3 entire days of all-out food debauchery. Some more time passes, and then there's only remnants left of that old lifestyle they built, the old lifestyle that at one point was the new lifestyle they were building. And they did it. They built it. But they didn't do enough to maintain it. And eventually it crumbled. I am absolutely fascinated with old abandoned buildings and homes. Have you ever seen pictures of these places? My wife doesn't get into them at all. And I think she thinks I'm kind of weird. But I'm just fascinated by this. Like a building or structure that was once alive and thriving and well-maintained and is now just a shadow of what it used to be. It's broken down, overrun, and it just looks sad. It's a visual memory of what was. That's kind of how an old diet or weight loss program can be. When someone fully embraces and ingrains it into their life, it's alive and thriving. It's part of what they do. It's just part. Hopefully, maybe it never does, but maybe it almost kind of becomes part of who they are. But over time, if it's not intentionally, underline that word, boldface, intentionally maintained, then things start to slip. It starts to break down. That's just how things work. And as it breaks down, you begin to lose the results that you got from that program, from that diet. Great weight loss programs help you truly change your habits and create a new lifestyle. But let me be very clear. Nothing in the health, fitness, or weight loss world is just set it and forget it. It's not how it works. We must have yearly consistency. We must do enough over the course of days, weeks, months. We must do enough over the course of our life to maintain the type of health and body that we want. That's just a basic, inevitable truth. So, where are you on the spectrum? Which type of consistency do you struggle with? Regardless of which category you find yourself, don't get too excited. Don't get too discouraged. We're all somewhere on this journey, and we've all got something to learn and some work to do if we want to get results. But that's just the first part, right? Remember, if you want to get results, and then here's the second part, keep those results, then you will need all 4 types of consistency. There's just no way around it, guys. There's no magic wand. Nobody's coming to save you and save your body. If you want it, your body and health, if you want that to change, then you're going to have to do it. And you'll have to do it each day, week after week, month after month, and ultimately for years, for as long as you want to keep those results. Now, as I've said before, weight loss is not like getting a degree in college where you work really hard and you take the test and you get really focused and you know, okay, I can see the finish line. Whew, okay, now I'm done. I can get back to life. That's not how it is. Losing weight is like having great hygiene. Because right now, listen, some of you may be like, gosh, Corey, I can't argue with this. It's true. I know, I feel that it's true, but like, it's so discouraging, man. You're telling me that like, I have to do it every day, week after week, month after month, for years. If I ever want to get results, that's what I have to do. And I can't even, like, oh my gosh, that's so discouraging. I can't imagine being perfect for a day. Well, look, first of all, your brain's going to perfect and going to all or nothing. That's not going to be helpful. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm just saying you got to do enough. Just do enough to get results. Just do enough to keep results. And then here's the thing. Your brain's jumping to, oh my gosh, I have to do this perfectly every day, all day, week after week, month after month for years. But I'm about to bring this around so that it makes a lot more sense and it becomes a lot more real to you, okay? So please pay attention, turn the volume up. Here we go. Like I said, losing weight is not like getting a college degree. Losing weight is like having great hygiene. And I don't know you, but if I had to guess, you're probably a beautiful human that smells good and looks nice. If we want to have great hygiene, you have to take showers on a regular basis. You have to do all the things, right? Get your hair cut, shave, brush your teeth, trim your nails, groom, bathe. Like if you stop those things, then eventually you will look like an unkept caveman or cavewoman. And this is why you do those things, whether you want to or not. You take a shower no matter how tired you might be. You brush your teeth even if you don't have time. You schedule appointments to get your hair or nails taken care of. You are consistent. You are consistent with those things. Why? Because you want what they deliver. You want to smell good and look nice. You don't want to look like Tom Hanks from Castaway, like you've been stranded on some deserted island for the past few years. The exact same is true with health, fitness, and weight loss. If you want to get results and keep those results, if you want to truly change your body, then you must have all 4 types of consistency, which means you must routinely do things whether you feel like it or not. Now, that may seem kind of overwhelming. You might be like, Corey, you're telling me what I'm supposed to, you're telling me that I'm supposed to achieve life consistency? Dude, I can't even be consistent with diet and exercise for an entire week, much less a month. I hear you. But here's what's so important to remember. You're not starting with life or even monthly consistency. You're building to that. Start by learning how to be consistent for a day, on a daily basis. Then start to examine your week and begin to build up to weekly consistency and just not totally throwing out the baby with the bathwater for 3 days over the course of the weekend. Then once that's established, start to look at an entire month and begin taking steps to do enough, to be consistent enough, not perfect, over the course of 4 weeks to either get results or at least keep the results that you've already gotten. And as you do this, be sure to practice tremendous self-honesty. That's an absolute must-have, vital ingredient. Without that, everything falls apart. If you're not honest with yourself, then you'll slip into pitfalls along the way and just totally miss how, in some ways, you might not be as consistent as you would like to think. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope you'll share it with someone, maybe via a text message or social media. Just copy the link to this episode and send it to them. I hope the 2 or 3 of you might even discuss it. And if you do, I hope you'll share with me which type of consistency you struggle with. I always love hearing from you guys and gals. It just makes my day. And then last, but certainly not least, I hope that you always remember and you never forget that there's so much more to you than a number. So don't let the scales dictate your emotions or dominate your headspace. No. There's so much more to you than that. And losing weight's incredible. I love helping people do it, but losing weight is all about gaining life and living the life that you've always wanted. And you can do it, my friend. Don't be discouraged. I don't care if you've tried and failed in the past. It's okay. We've all done that. We're all at a different place on this journey. You can do it. And even if you don't believe in yourself, it's okay. I believe in you. Keep coming back. Keep listening. I'll keep working on you. We will get you there. Thank you for your time, friends. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.